Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next episode of Teach Me in 20 with Karis Ryan. Today, our guest, her name is Sooj. She goes by Sooj.
I do.
Well, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
She's a tattoo artist, and I'm really excited to learn more about that.
Awesome. Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
So, tats are everywhere.
Yes.
That's why I'm like, I want to speak to a pro. Why are they, like, I guess over your years of doing it, how much have you seen the industry change?
So I've been tattooing for 17 years.
Jesus.
So I started back in the old day where like Southern Crosses were the bee's knees.
Oh.
They were fabulous.
For those who aren't in Australia, that's like it's on our Australian flag, and
Yes.
like every Aussie
Yeah.
sort of, I don't know, would you say Aussie bogans or?
Aussie pride.
Okay, let's go with that.
Aussie
Okay,
pride.
yep.
But I think social media for Instagram and Facebook has opened us up a little bit more to what you can actually get. And considering, I suppose, back in the day it was run mainly by bikies or gangs, that you weren't necessarily a talented person to tattoo, but now it's becoming more of you're actually a talented artist, transition to being a tattoo artist, and it's slowly changing over the years. So, and as they release more fabulous artwork, you just go, you can do that as a tattoo, you can get that done as a tattoo. Sweet, let's do it more so. And then Instagram, Facebook, all that kind of stuff has just shot it up more. You've got access to it. So that's why I think tattoos have become more popular because you can do more.
Well, that's where I saw yours.
Yeah.
Like, obviously your social media, you've been putting more on it, you're being more active, and you've been just the incredible detail that you've got on these massive tats. It's insane. Like the amount of work that goes into, say, an octopus piece. So you've drawn for people to paint a picture for people who are listening. Describe that piece of work.
So backstory to that was that this chick came to me and she was just like, only got tiny tattoos. And then she was coming over from England and she's like, all right, I want an octopus, but I want a massive one across the back of my shoulders. And I just went, yeah, let's do it. And she said, do whatever style you want, just make it look fabulous. So I'm like, all right, let's do this. And so I designed it, but instead of going across, I decided to go downwards and just kind of semi-freehand it because I like it to be aesthetic to the body. And I like the style of illustrative style, which is just a lot of black line works that eventually makes up the detail, which eventually makes up the octopus and stuff.
So it's basically, for people at home, it started on the shoulder and went halfway down the back.
Pretty much.
Imagining this sprawling octopus and each line and detail in it.
Yep.
How long did that take?
9 hours.
Wow.
She sat for 9 hours. It was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, because I was going to ask, do people come back?
They can.
Okay.
So depending on how well they're sitting for me,
Yep.
they can come back if they choose. They can do 3-hour sessions. But she was just like, no, I'm here. Let's do it. Let's get this done. 9 hours. However long it takes, she'll sit there and she took it.
So you did a draft before, like a plan of it?
Sort of.
Or most of the time are you just winging it? People go, hey, I want this.
If they trust me that much, which she did, she's just like, you just do you. And I'm like, well, okay, I will do me. And that's how it came out. And it was awesome. Loved it.
Yeah, it looked phenomenal. And
Thank
you've
you.
done other pieces as well,
Yeah.
but that was one that really stood out.
It was.
And as we said, social media, it was on there.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the bikies before, that whole perception as well of tats in the past. They've grown, like we just said, they seem to be everywhere, but they're still really not, in a business sense, sort of that widely accepted. You see a lot of people covering them up.
Yeah.
So do you think that's fair? Do you think we're headed towards it just being universally accepted, or always have a bit of a stigma?
The stigma is definitely going, and it will go with the older generation. So when that passes and the new generations have stepped up, it's just stigmas, but it's a stigma on everything. It's a blanket, and not tattoos. I mean, old school views on everything is just growing, and everything's becoming a lot more widely accepted as we consciously expand, which is true. So yes, the stigma is definitely being lifted, especially now that it's coming across as being more creative and artistically expressed. It's an expression. And so people are like, yeah, all about expression, so we're going to do what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, speaking of artistic expression, you are an artist first and foremost.
Yeah.
So how did you start tattooing?
I was annoying my mum when I was little. And I just thought, I loved drawing when I was little. I thought it was great. But I thought, how cool would it be to have my artwork on other people for the rest of their lives?
Yep.
So it was done from a very selfish point of view of just quite arrogant 4-year-old me just going, ha, you will remember me for the rest of your life because I've drawn on you. But then it got better where I get to meet people. It became a healthier point of view of going, I actually get to meet you, get to draw on you because I love drawing. Drawing's great. I get to know you a little bit and, have this moment in time with me that we'll have for the rest of our lives.
A little bonding moment.
Until I forget who you are, because that does happen because I've been doing it for such a long time. I've had people come up going, hey, you've tattooed me. I'm like, great. Hello, you.
When you see their tat, though, do you remember it? Or
depends what it is, because sometimes it's just a symbol, like a black symbol, and I'm like, I've done so many of those, I don't recall. But if it's an actual piece that you've asked me to draw for you, then yeah, I'll remember.
Okay.
Hopefully.
I guess we talked before about the stigma and stuff, but are people nowadays, is it the sentimental reason people are getting it done you see more of, or is it just more of an impulsive thing, like girls be on holiday and be like, oh, we should all get a tat, and there's one that doesn't, but she just goes along with it? Have you seen, from your experience, are people getting it more for sentimental, or is it impulse?
Both.
Okay.
Definitely both. So I do get people who come together as a group going, yeah, we want to get this done and together. And then I get a lot of people coming to me going, so I just had this homeschool stick and poke. What do you reckon? I'm like, did you have a good time at the time? Was it just the best thing to do at the time and having good giggles? And like, yes. I'm like, well, then do it.
Yeah.
Done.
My friend's actually doing stick and poke stuff now.
Yeah. And I'm like, even if you don't actually know how to do stick and poke, but you just do it for shits and gigs, I'm like, do it because you had an amazing time at the time. I'm all about that.
For people that don't know, the stick and poke, please explain it.
So it's just literally anything sharp like a needle, tiny little pen needle, you can do whatever you want and just get some ink of some sort. I don't know what people use because I have proper ink. Just sit there with this tiny little pin and just slowly yet surely make up a nice little cute tattoo.
Yeah, it's a lot of at-home jobs, I feel, because it's just imagine a dot painting sort of, you're giving an outline with dots.
Yeah.
So you said you love to be able to draw on people.
Yeah.
Do you feel pressure though? Because you are marking someone for life.
Used to.
Okay.
I think eventually I go, so they're coming to me for my artwork, but I can make it better by being a calm person that they can relax around, because if they don't relax, it's quite an ordeal to try to tattoo someone who's constantly moving. It's very tiring for me.
Do you get that a lot?
Once in a blue moon now.
What do you do if someone's just got the shakes? Or?
So if they're moving a lot, I'll just chat to them, chuck music on, or I'll give them time frames. I'll be like, just give me 5 minutes of just chilling out and just like focus and we'll get this done. And if they can sit through 5 minutes, they can sit through another 5 minutes and then I'll just break it down to 5-minute slots. Yeah. But if we've been sitting for 5 hours and they're just moving around a lot, I'm like, we're done, like go home. I'll see you again next time. Yeah.
And you'll bring restraining belts the next time.
It's like just eat more carbs before you come next time and you'll be fine.
What do the carbs do?
Whole blood sugar levels, I assume. Yeah.
You're just feeding everyone like chips and stuff
before?
Pretty
much. Anyone who comes to me is like, so I'm doing calorie counts. I'm like, that's great. Today, need to eat a burger, need to eat another burger, and then finish off with a burger. I've had some guys that have gone home to the point where I'm like, probably shouldn't let them drive because they've got the shakes and their body's in shock from being sitting there for like 13 hours. And then they drive home and I'm like, probably shouldn't have let them do that. But I don't know how to get them home otherwise.
Sort of, I don't want you to stay here.
Pretty much. And then I'll ask them the next day, like, when you got home, what'd you eat? Oh, there was a packet of ham in the fridge, so I ate a pack ham. And I'm like, great. I ate a packet of ham. That's really cool.
So do you do cover-ups?
Yes. But very rarely will I take them on because there's a lot of work involved.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that as in people are picky because they've just had a bad experience with a tat, or because it's a lot to make something out of something shit?
Yeah. So if I get offered a cover up, usually the person doesn't want to go bigger than the size of the tattoo, which is very restricting for me. If you push me hard enough, more often than not, I can find a solution for it. But there's a few things that you have to do. I'm like, you have to do this or else it's not going to cover. You can't do too much colour, for example.
Okay.
But sometimes I've just finished one off recently where she goes, it goes big, bright, colourful as you want. I just need this covered. And we went crazy bananas and she absolutely loves it. So
nice.
It was good.
What's the worst one you've seen? And you're like, oh, honey, why'd you get this?
There's been heaps.
Oh God!
To the point where now I used to try to cover it up. I've gone, no, I can do it. It used to be really gung-ho about that. But now I'm thinking, no, it's actually quite efficient and effective and cost-effective to get them removed these days. Might as well just get them removed, start again.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was the other way around because my friend's getting one removed at the moment and
Yep.
it's not cheap each session.
Depends on where you go.
We need at least 10 sessions. Hers is just a name.
Yeah, it depends on where you go. So there's a couple of places. So if you go to ones that run by doctors, they're quite expensive for reasons because they're a doctor and they can charge that much. They've got the certification. But there's places that, for example, WA Inc. have a laser removal section run. I guess there's like MJ drivers or something removal.
Okay.
But considering they've got all the equipment, they're absolutely lovely and they're really cost effective for tattoo removal. I went there. I've been there once to get it done. Yeah, and I think that they're very, very reasonably priced and professional and they're fantastic.
All right, so go removal over just a cover up. But then that's giving you less work.
No, because usually they come back to get more work done afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, I just don't want this anymore. I want something else though. And I'm like, that's cool. But yeah, the population's growing really fast. I'll always have work, always draw on people.
Like I'm too good not to.
Yeah, pretty much. No.
So you have got tats?
Yes.
Okay. And have you tattooed yourself?
I have.
Huh.
Do I want to do it again? Not really.
Okay.
It's really painful.
Right.
Yeah.
Where's the most painful? I don't have any,
Okay.
if anyone was wondering. But I've had friends who have had one under the arm, like tricep area, worst pain they've ever felt, or behind the ear, again, or on the foot. I've heard that's one of the worst.
Yeah, the foot is not nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually have to cover up one on my foot.
Oh.
I don't want to. But, so foot, ligament areas like the sternum, so that's the middle of your chest.
Yeah.
I haven't found anyone that's like that. They could sit through it, but they've just gone, this is ridiculous. Sternum, maybe armpit, around the elbow, not nice.
Have you ever tattooed any genitals?
I have.
Ooh.
I actually talked to him today. I just went, hey, I'm going on a podcast, going to talk about tattoos. I said, the fact that I've totally tattooed your penis, can I mention that? And he goes, I'll allow it. I'm like, fantastic. Thanks very much.
Wow. What did he have put on there? Another drawing of a penis? No, I'm kidding.
I should have. He got a sad face.
Oh, my God. Why? Please explain.
He's a really, really good friend of mine. He upset me one day. And so to apologise, because he knows I've never tattooed a penis before, and he goes, I'll let you tattoo my penis. I'm like, okay, thanks, bro. Like, and then, what do you want? He goes, I said, a happy face? He goes, no, a sad face. So we tattooed a sad face on his penis.
Is it a sad face, him looking at it or someone else looking at it?
No, it's still a sad face. I was about to say, oh, no, it's not sad. It's a sad face if I'm looking at it.
If you're looking.
And it's still a sad face if he's looking
No,
at
because
it.
it's upside down.
No, because it's still
Is it sideways?
sideways.
Ah.
Yeah.
I imagine it.
Right. Actually,
That would be a good
That would have been a great
one.
one. Oh, damn
A
it.
mirrored one, yeah.
Next time I see him, I'm like, we have to update
We're doing a
this.
cover-up.
We're doing another one. Let me just scribble this one out. We're putting another one on top.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm really intrigued in this. So was it hard when you were doing it?
I don't know.
Okay.
It really hurts. So you don't have to do it hard. You don't.
No, as in was it...
He doesn't have to be erect
Okay.
at all. In fact, they're not supposed to be erect. I would imagine it would hurt a shitload more if there was blood running through it.
Gee, yeah, I've never thought
Yeah.
about this. So
Yeah.
this is a common area?
To get tattooed.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've had a few people when I used to work in tattoo studios, a couple of people just getting their genitals tattooed.
male and female.
I've tattooed a couple of female genitalia. Yeah. They're cool though. The chicks are like, I don't care, do whatever you want. I'm like, great, no worries. I even had a woman who had the top of her cervix bone, like on the pubic area, done. And she was so cool that she was like, oh, do you want to put a towel underneath me? Because I'm not saying this will happen, but if you press a little bit hard on the top pubic bone, I might squirt. And I've just gone, oh, really?
Oh.
Well, thanks for the warning. Yeah. I said, all right, cool. She didn't. Wasn't doing it right, obviously.
Oh,
yeah.
step up your game, Sooj.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like, oh.
You want the package combo, right?
She was expecting. I think she was like, I might squirt, wink, wink. And I'm like, oh, sorry. But with the penis tattoo, it was just on the base on the side. And no, it really hurt. I could feel like, I don't know, considering I've been tattooing people for such a long time that considering my hands are on you, I could feel the reaction. I could feel a bit of the energy when you just like, I want this. So the first couple of lines I was doing, I was like, I have to go over this again. As soon as I went back in, I could feel how sharp it was. I'm like, this is making me feel really uncomfortable. Sorry, but I have to finish off this sad face.
And your friendship was never closer since.
Yeah.
Hey, you're still mates, so like, that's good.
Yeah. No, I actually asked him, I said, I need to know if this stretches. So it was quite small, but I'm like, with your flaccid penis, I know what it looks like, but is it erect? You need to send me a photo. So he did, but he decided to censor half the photo by just not using the top head part. He left that part out and just the base, but it was erect. I was like, thanks, man.
Oh, perfect.
Didn't stretch.
Is there a type of person that gets a tat? Is there a common characteristic you see in people that get tats?
So my main clientele at the moment is army people.
Okay.
Yep. And I found that they might only come to me for one reason, just to get that one-off tattoo, but then we have a great time. We sit down, have a good chat, shoot the shit kind of thing, and they keep coming back just to get more tattoos because it's, I assume, a bit of a pain relief. I know a lot of the boys come to me for pain relief where they just get to switch off and it's pain therapy.
Really?
For them, yep.
So
they're covered to the point where we're trying to find more space, like just go over or touch something up just for pain therapy for them.
So when you say pain therapy, they want this pain, so then it's more manageable for their work is more manageable?
No idea.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Or maybe it's just so they can feel something again.
Oh, that's deep.
Maybe.
Okay, I was thinking more sentimental because, you never know when it's your last day and they want their wife tattooed on them or something.
Nah.
Oh, wow.
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're cool. They're really cool boys, though. Love them to bits.
It's definitely the industry. Like, I've got a friend in the Navy and he's got tats as well. It just keeps growing and growing. He's got a sleeve now. But, yeah, wow. Okay. Do you see people come to you and you're like, you think in the back of your mind, you shouldn't be getting a tat? Like, you're going to regret this?
No, but if they ask me for particular things in certain areas, I'd be like, I'd offer I feel that this would look better if you do this instead. I'll offer them that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or sometimes I'll look at someone and be like, they go, do you think I should get a tattoo? I'll be like, no, no, I don't think you should get a tattoo.
I don't have one purely because if I was going to get one, it would be like a quote. But I feel like if anything's important enough to remember, I'll remember it, even though I have the memory of a sieve. But, yeah, but they're definitely growing. I see a lot of people, like my friend's got names. I feel like that's a mistake. Even if you love them to bits, I feel like getting a loved one's name on you is a mistake.
Okay.
Your thoughts on that?
They can get it removed. It doesn't matter. Yeah. They're not forever
You're
anymore.
very much live in the moment.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if someone comes to me and wanting names, I'll be like, I'll do it for you. But what I'm going to suggest is that you just get their initials. So in other words, if something happens, regardless, whatever circumstance, sometimes it's they pass away, like your partner will pass away and you want to date again, that memory is just going to, eventually that new partner is going to be like, this is a little bit uncomfortable.
Okay.
So for that reason, I'll go make it small so it's coverable or removable without a problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the most common tat you've done?
I don't think I've had common for a really long time, but I'm going to say I've done enough Southern Crosses in my lifetime.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say that.
Only reason I ask is Matt went to Gilly and they walked past the tattoo parlour and I think they went in. Oh, no. So I wasn't with him then, but his friend was getting a tat and he asked the guy, he's like, do you just see, because obviously Gilly, it's turtles and snorkeling. And he's like, do you just get girls coming in here wanting a turtle? He's like, all the time.
All the time.
80% of my work is turtles.
Turtles. That's really cute. Really cute, yeah. I found that lately that, for example, people are inspired by the moment sometimes, but if people go on my Instagram and then they can see what I do, then they're more likely to come say, oh, I see you do an octopus. I'd like an octopus. So that's usually how people get into tattooists get into a bit of a trend for themselves, is they start getting known for something in particular. I've noticed that if I want to tattoo something, I have to put a picture up first so people realise that I can draw it and they go, oh, you can do that. Cool, I'll come to you for it. But if I don't post anything about it, then they'll go looking elsewhere because people need that visual. knowing.
Well, I would want that as well, a
Yeah.
bit of certainty of like what it sort of will look like.
Yeah.
You see, first of all, I love the show of like cover-ups of what people have got done, and it's horrible. Or there's so many online now. A bit like you're saying, it's great for business, people showing what you can do, but also there's the flip side of people are like, don't go to this place because this is where this happened, and it's horrible.
Yes.
Or you see incorrect spelling, or
I've done that.
because you're born in South Korea.
Yes.
So I guess, you see a lot of Japanese or Asian writing.
Yeah.
People are like, no, it's spiritual. And the tattoo artist has gone, no, I don't just write something that's different.
Back in the day, we had a book of Chinese symbols, but what we didn't know is that, how do I explain it? So each symbol was just how you would say something phonetically. So it wasn't meaning anything, but you'd look at this Chinese symbol and it would, if a Chinese person said it, sorry, I don't know, if an Asian person, I'm not sure. If someone technically read it, they'd be like, no, that's just a sound. So it'd be a ta or a chi. It doesn't actually mean anything.
Right. So people just have phonetical symbols on their back.
The phonetic name sounded, but it legitimately just doesn't mean anything. And I got told that by a Asian person. They just went, you do realise that these symbols just mean that? I'm like, that's hilarious.
Oh, no.
My bad.
So you've obviously as well, you're still doing tattoo artistry.
Yes.
But you've also been doing exhibitions as well for your artwork.
Yeah.
So has anyone gone, that's a beautiful painting, put that on my body?
Yes. But then I say no because the amount of detail would just do my head in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll simplify it for them.
Okay.
Or do something very similar in black and grey and sketching.
Yeah. So are you moving more away from tattooing and you want to do the art thing full time?
I found that I couldn't do both.
Okay.
It's too time consuming to do both. But I'll go in waves of, for example, if someone comes to me and says, I want an octopus. I'm like, I love octopus, let's do that, and get it done. And actually the really cool thing was that my brother ended up getting an octopus tattoo done after the first one. Cara got hers done. So I went to Melbourne and I did his tattoo. The cool thing is my brother is in the movie industry, and I should look it up, but Kate Blanchett's husband, who in his own right is a playwright, director and whatnot, he actually saw them. He actually saw that tattoo and he was just like, holy crap, if I want a tattoo, I know where I'm going next.
Wow.
So one day I might have Mr. and Mrs. Kate Blanchett in my bro's house just having a cup of tea and getting a tattoo.
Invite me over.
I will. Done. Yeah.
If you could tattoo anyone, who would it be? Don't have to say me straight away, but
okay, you first of all. Second of all, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, you were like, I want to just tattoo his penis.
Maybe it's only if it's I don't know, if he offers it, sure. But that's off pure. I think he's a very fascinating human being.
Yeah.
Very funny dude.
And amazingly good looking.
He is, but I also think he's really quirky dude. I really like.
If you ever meet, like, you know what, your skin is great. You tattoo really well.
Really well.
I can provide the service.
It's all set up, man. yeah.
Oh, that's someone cool. Sooj, this has been so much fun. Thank you for all your stories as well.
That was a drop in the ocean.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you got another story you can share with us before we go?
Oh, no, now the pressure's on. Nah, I don't.
You're like, not one that's
quickly, and this is really, really, really paraphrasing. A lady came to me. We over-communicated with each other that I did a tattoo on her. She was getting several done.
Okay.
Over-communicated, ended up doing a tattoo on her that she didn't like, and it upset her so much that it kept her up for 2 days straight. She didn't eat, she didn't sleep, from what I understood. She came to me every day and she was just talking it out. She was so stressed. The interesting thing is that when she left, I didn't hear from her for a really long time. I'm going to say maybe a year or two later, she messages me out of the blue and I was like, holy crap, didn't think I'd ever hear from you again. She said, here's a funny story. She goes, I'd been sick for a really long time, but it was such a slow sickness that the doctors couldn't pick up what was wrong with me. She said, getting that tattoo from you and the amount of stress that my body went through, I actually ended up going to the doctors after I saw you. But considering it then suddenly had sped up whatever was wrong with me through this stress, they found out what was wrong with me and I'm cured.
What was wrong with her?
I can't remember.
Oh.
It was some sort of autoimmune-esque style.
Oh, my God.
Something. I can't quite remember. Or something was shutting down so slowly. I can't quite remember. But she was breaking so slowly, they couldn't find out what was happening. Got stressed enough that they just, it's this. Thank God you got that stress tattooed.
You're a healer.
Pretty much. Saved a life.
Oh, my gosh.
And she came back to me and we got more. She got more tattoos.
Oh, of course she did.
And the tattoo that I originally did as well, considering she was so stressed out about it, actually all dropped out. So I went over it with something else.
That happens?
Yeah.
You can lose a tattoo from being sick?
From not healing properly. Yeah, tattoos definitely drop out quite a bit.
So when you say drop out, it just disappears?
It's sort of. You can still see it, but it's
super faint.
Super faint.
Wow.
Yes.
Because I know they fade a bit. And like I've got friends, we go, say, on holidays in the sun and they have to cover up because it can damage it.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you get a tattoo, stay out of the sun.
Yep. Okay, Sooj, the tattoo artist and the healer. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. It was great.
See you guys. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed that episode of Teach Me in 20. If you did, and if you even just learnt one thing, make sure you subscribe so each week you can learn something new with me. Bye.